Hi and welcome to the video training of JavaScript. In this video training we will be learning about string primitive types and string objects in JavaScript. The string object is used to represent and manipulate a sequence of characters. Strings are useful for holding data that can be represented in text form. Some of the most used operations on strings are to check their length, to build and concatenate them using the plus and the plus equal string operators, checking for the existence or location of substrings with the index of method, or extracting substrings with the substring method. So let's look at how to create strings. Strings can be created as primitives from string literals or as objects using the string constructor. So let's create a project file called strings.html. In this file we are going to create a script tag here, and here we can define strings, like in this example string1 equals a string primitive. This is a string primitive type object and also a string primitive. Okay, don't need a semicolon, it's not mandatory. And then we have const string4 equals new string. This is a string object, so if we console.log string1 and console.log string4, save the file, and if I go to my project directory here, JavaScript string, and double click on strings, go to developer tools, you can see the string primitive, and if you see the string object, there is a small arrow. If I click at that arrow, basically a string object is a series of characters, a string object. So the string primitive type has been parsed into an array of characters. So basically a string object is an array of characters. So this is the difference between primitive type and the string object. String primitives and string objects can be used interchangeably in most situations. String literals can be specified using string, single or double quotes, which are treated identically, or using the backtick character. Okay, character access. There are two ways to access an individual character in a string. The first is the char_add method. So if I say here console.log string4.char_add, if I say 5, and if I refresh the browser, I got I. So basically 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got I here, character 5. And if I say character 1, it returns nothing because there's a space here. So if I say 0 here, it will return A. You can see it returned A. So that's how you can access the characters in the string object or primitive type. Note that A equals B compares the strings in A and B for being equal in the usual case sensitive way. If you wish to compare without regard to upper or lower case characters, use a function similar to this. So what this means here is, if I say const string1 equals, and I type in Pakistan in small, and string2, if I type in Pakistan in caps, and if I say string1 double equals string2, I would say console.log matches. Otherwise I will say console.log does not matches. Okay, so if I save this file and it says does not matches because string 2 is in caps letters and string 1 is in single letters. So here we need a function is equal, and it receives param1 and param2, and within this function I can say return param1 dot to uppercase triple equal param2 dot to uppercase, like this. Okay, so now if I run this here, if is equal string 1 comma string 2, let's see what happens now. It's not a function. Oh, there's a spelling mistake here. It is to uppercase. Save it. If you run it, it says matches, because now we are transforming both letters into uppercase and comparing them. Uppercase is used instead of lowercase in this function due to problems with certain UTF-8 character conversions. String primitives and string objects. Note that JavaScript distinguishes between string objects and primitive string values. So what this means is, if I want to check the type of, let's comment that console.log. So if we say type of string 1, and if we console.log type of string 4 and save this file and run it in the browser, the first one is say string and the second one is object. So this is how JavaScript distinguishes between both. Now let's look at an interesting example. Here we have a primitive type and here we have the string object. So if we say that s1 equals 2 plus 2, and let s2 equals string object, let pass in 2 plus 2. So now if I console.log eval s1 and console.log eval s2, save the file and run in the browser, I get 4 and 4. Okay, let's go. Okay. String 2 plus 2 and eval s1 returns string 2 plus 2. Okay, this has been fixed in the latest version of Chrome, so we didn't saw the difference. For these reasons, the code may break when it encounters string objects. Expect this is an old approach, so we can skip that one. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel TechWeber. Just put an S at the end of TechWeber and you will see my YouTube channel. Just subscribe to it. You can contact me if you need any help. Thank you very much.